What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lamonts G and Custom Knives Show, the number 3 podcast. I if you know me, you know that I spend a lot of my time, a lot of my days listening to podcasts. Um, listen, 6-7 years ago, I started a business. Refabbing metal, making knives, swords, that type of thing. Doing anything with metal. Learning that skill, learning that trade, and I enjoyed it. Still enjoy it, even though I don't make as many to this day. But I found that in my 40s and my 50s, I gotta have something like that to do, using my hands. I used to be a gym rat. Um, created my own gym. Now I barely even go. Um, Now I'm finna be 54 in a month, and all I do is watch podcasts. Now that's not healthy because I'm sitting down more than likely, kick back. I need to get out more, do more things, get back in my gym actually. But my point to all this is I am a podcast connoisseur. I watch a lot of podcasts. And yesterday, for the first time, all the podcasts that I enjoy watching, that I'm subscribed to on all my platforms, was talking about celebrity gossip. That's one thing I'm not into. I'm not into celebrity gossip. It got me to thinking, when I was a kid, I would go to the grocery store with my mom, and as we were waiting on the person in front of us to complete their transactions, right at the stand there, they will have the National Enquirer and all kind of tabloids. Celebrities did this, celebrities did that, and you know that's been a long time ago. But I guess what I'm trying to say, the love of celebrity gossip was prevalent back then in print, and you had some shows that was primarily celebrity gossip. In today's world, you got the internet, you got podcasts, you got so yesterday, that's all everybody talked about was celebrity gossip. And hold on one second. Okay. So I don't know, man. Listen, I don't care nothing about Whoopi Goldberg and the women of the View with their toxic buffoonery. I don't. I don't care about what happened with Dwayne Wade and Dak Prescott. I don't care. And listen, I know. I guess a lot of people do care. Why, I don't know. But you know, I, only thing that I could come up with is the money. The money that these people have, and if you worship celebrities like that, you're idolic. If you worship money like that, you're idolic. And it's just sad, man. Listen, I got enough worried about me getting up every day and doing my thing and going to work and my family. I don't have time to worry about other people. I don't have time to worry about other people's money. I don't. The worship of money, celebrities, and women in 2026 is outrageous. What you hear other podcasters, other people talk about the worship of women. And as a man, that's probably one of the hardest things that we really have to um, control, because we got another head down there that wants to control, and more likely will take charge of a situation instead of using this head here. So that's why, guys, especially these young dudes, man, if y'all don't hear nothing else I'm saying, please find some type of sexual discipline, because that will ruin you. Money will ruin you. Listen, if having a woman and having good sex, great, yes it is. That's something God has given us, that we can participate with women. That's a beautiful thing. That's nothing. You really have to be a degenerate to make sex bad. When it comes to money, that's something that we need to purchase things. That's something that we need to live. But when you start worshiping money and become idolic, it's not a good thing. And I know so many people, and I mean so many people that worship money. I know so many guys who worship women, and the common denominator is they all worship celebrities. What is Nicki Minaj doing? What is Cardi B doing? She's having babies by these people and these people while she married. Who cares? Who cares, man? I don't. But listen, that's what makes the world go around. We're all different. Everybody got their own different opinions and perspectives. I respect that, but I don't want to have another day like I did yesterday of just listening to celebrity slop. A lot of it was political, opinion oriented, and in the world we live in today, a lot of people, a lot of celebrities got what they call Trump derangement syndrome. That's a real thing, but you go back before Trump became president, and they were still crazy. And let me give you an illustration. So I love Turner Classic Movies. That's one of my favorite channels. I consume Turner Classic Movies. Don't matter if it's from the 20s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It don't matter. I love Turner Classic Movies. So they're having this big Oscar thing coming up. I want to say in April sometime, which I don't watch the Oscars, but just to listen to they're doing the interviews of these celebrities. Some real famous, some not so famous, but they're just smug. And my shit don't stink. And you're beneath me. They have that mentality. I'm like, money makes people like this. Because if that's the case, I'll never. Now listen, I've already told you what my net worth is. So, be honest with you, these motherfuckers ain't no better than me. I mean, I don't have a lot of flashy crap. I don't I don't do a movie for 3.3 million. My net worth is just at a little bit over a million. So, but my point to that is, let's just say $1 million, two, three, $4 million just dropped in my lap. If it's gonna make me like these people, I don't want it. I don't. And trust me when I say I don't. I don't want to be anything different than what I am. I don't want to act differently towards anybody because I have what other people don't have. Listen, if you get your butt out there and you work for it, you will have. It may not be as much as theirs, and who cares? I can't live my life by what other people do in their household. I can't. I can't live my life with what other people got in the bank account. I can and I don't. I don't want to. I got to worry about what I got in the bank account, what my household is. That's my, that's my thing. But you got so many people, man, and it's sad, sad, sad. When an athlete, football player, baseball player, basketball player, when they're doing their thing on the court, the field, listen, hell, we hoop and holler and all this, and rightfully so. They're there to entertain us. But anything when it's the off season and they in Dubai and all these other places, I don't care. I don't. I don't care about going to Dubai. Nevertheless, hearing about these some bitches in Dubai, I don't care. Not one little iota. And see, it's a couple of people I listen to. I listen to their podcasts. I listen to their material. And even though I listen to them, and pretty much we on the same wavelength when it comes to our Christianity, when it comes to our conservatism, but when it comes to money, we couldn't be so far apart. They worship money. And I'm like, we kind of sort of had similar backgrounds. I know, we grew up in different states. He grew up in a big city. I grew up in a small, town. Is that it? Because to my knowledge, hell, his folks worked fingers to the bone. They were well off, middle class, upper middle class. My parents, worked their fingers to the bone. We were middle class, slightly upper middle class, I guess you could say. I never wanted for nothing. But yet, in today's world, these individuals in particular would do anything without committing a crime to get that bag. Their platforms are all set up nicely, but they're set up on a Patreon status. In other words, in order to view these people, you gotta, pay to see them. You gotta pay to get their entertainment. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing wrong with that. Hell, I paid damn near $300 just to watch this network, on a monthly basis. So paying these folks to consume their content ain't nothing wrong with that. But I watch it for free because I don't care about getting it instantly. They're gonna put it up later on just for everybody to see, and I watch it there. I click like. I even leave a comment. That's gonna pay them even more money. But my point to all that is they're gonna get paid regardless of if you pay into this Patreon or not. You got some who say, "Hey, we got a donation tab on our on network, or I should say on the website. Don't click donate. Donate whatever you want, $1, $2, $3, $1,000,000. It don't matter. Just donate something, and that's cool too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't get and please don't get this misconstrued. I'm not railing on anybody for trying to make money, doing it legally. I ain't railing on. I'm just saying I don't get it. I don't. I go to work every day. I got 2 or 3 side hustles that I've had for years. I've given some hot side hustles up. I used to work fill in and part time at detention centers. Easy money, easy money. But there comes a time where I got tired of seeing criminals. I got tired of hearing sob stories. I got tired of seeing little girls being raped, little boys on dope. At 12, 13 years old, got a goddamn venereal disease he can never get rid of. I got tired of seeing that. So I had to let go of these side hustles, and I picked up other side hustles. But I promise you, I'm not asking or taking anything from anybody. Uh-uh. I'm working for it. But listen, like I said earlier, different perspectives, different opinions. It is what it is. I just don't get the worship of women, the worship of money, and the worship of celebrity. Now, I'm gonna state this, and then I'm gonna get on up out of here. When it comes to the worship of women, I kind of struggle with that a little bit, and I'm not talking about being a sexual degenerate. As a kid, whenever we watched the football game, and you had Joe Blow running for a touchdown, and the camera comes on me, he said, "Hi, Mom." When I went to college, went in the military, who's the one person I miss? I miss my mama. My son, when his mom and I got divorced, we went before the judge. Hey, you my son. I want you in my presence. But this gonna be your choice because we don't want no strife because we both gonna take care of you regardless. But who do you want to be with on a full-time basis? He said his mama. My youngest daughter, she's on a trip for school. Her mama FaceTime for 6 hours yesterday because she misses her mama. My question is, and I have given you all these illustrations. Whether it's a guy on the football field, hey mom, me going to school, missing my mama, my son want to be with his mama, my daughter want to be with her mama. Is that worship of women? Is it? Or if it's just us loving our mamas? I mean, mamas supposed to nurture and love, and when they do it good, we want to be with our mamas. Well, the reason I brought it up, and I got to get back in this celebrity garbage, and Lord, please forgive me because I know I've been talking down about it. But there's a NFL quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens. Can't remember his name. I'll remember it in a minute. Well, his mama is running his whole shebang. Another quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, he played with Alabama, played with Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts. His wife, and I want to say if his wife and his mama runs his whole shebang. So, come to find out, it's kind of prevalent when it comes to professional sports. Their mamas are running the whole shebang. Why is that? Why is that? Nothing against mamas running the show, but these mamas they ain't never dealt with uh, professional negotiators of professional sports teams. I hate to go here, but you got Erica Kirk. She just been appointed to some type of position in the United States military, I think in the Air Force, some kind of consulting position. Why? She got two babies at home that are small babies. What do we actually truly know about Elker Kirk? Listen, I'm still down with TPUSA, but it's a lot of questions. Candace Owen has opened up a Pandora's box. But what do we know about Erica Kirk? Why is she getting this position? Why are mamas running these guys' professional portfolio? Why are they negotiating contracts? Is it the worship of women? Is it us just loving our mamas? I don't know. That's a good question to conversate on. It was a good conversation yesterday, but I just got so sick of hearing about the damn celebrity. I did, so I couldn't finish it. But it gives me a little bit of material to talk on today, and I really want to know: is it us loving our mamas? Is it the worship of women? Is it the worship of money? Is it getting this celebrity status that you just can't control yourself? You just got to feel like you're above everybody. You know what? I heard this one guy say that when it came to the quarterback of the Ravens, that she was not only a feminist, but she was a kind of a racist, and negotiating with these white men of the Baltimore Ravens kind of disgusted her. That she was gonna get all she can get, and she gonna get all she gonna get for her son and screw everybody else. Is it the worship of money? Is it the worship of women? Is it this downright hatred? I don't know. But it's like I said, it's a good conversation to have. And maybe one day we can do a round table, or I can get on a round table with somebody. We can discuss it and get more perspectives, more opinions. But as of right now, y'all, I'm getting on up out of here. Love you. I appreciate you. And as always, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. By the way, before I get out of here, um, if you know anything about Allie Beth Stuckey, she's a part of the Blaze Network. They're having their women's conference in Dallas coming up pretty soon. So go to the Blaze Network, check that out. It's a beautiful women's conference, Christian conservative women. Um, I'm assuming Jason Whitlock is having his Fearless conference coming up in Nashville. I hope I can plan to go this year. Last year, everybody had COVID up there. Thank God I didn't go. But yeah, just check it out. They both part of the Blaze Network. And I'm not, you know, advertising for the Blaze at all. I just enjoy these people and their podcasts and their material. So check them out. But as always, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, I love and I appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time.